Hello everyone, so this video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a recording of an after action report that I did for the Shockwave op, where I go over what I was thinking and why I was doing certain things for round 1 and round 2 of the Shockwave ops. So this is just like a breakdown in my mind as a platoon leader for this operation and the decisions I made and what could have gone better or what I took away from the op. But yeah, if you want to see the actual gameplay of these two videos or these two matches, those just went up both today and yesterday. So go ahead and check those out. But yeah, tell me what you think of these. I mean, they're not really any gameplay related, but they're more decision making and thinking and planning and strategy. So let me know what you think of these if you want to see more of these. And once again, these are just like my after action reports for the operation. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoy the video. Want to help support the channel? Head over to patreon.com/Karmakut where you can get rewards for backing me. So, Shockwave round 1. We were on the offense as US, and you have to put your fob as militia down in one of the 3 spots, right? So my thought process right off the bat was I want to push in and get control over this middle area. Whether you put your fob there or you exfilled, the reason why I wanted to do this first and get control over these 3 peaks is because if you went to quarry or if you went to warehouse, I'd be able to see it from that middle peak, right? Instead of having my guys go all the way to quarry first, and now I have to walk all the way down to warehouse. If I take control of the center of the map, I have eyes on both, and I'll know where you are faster, right? I'll have a better picture of where you guys are. So knowing this information and knowing the general idea I want with this plan, of course, whenever I'm assaulting an objective, I want a base of fire. I want a support by fire position that can cover the assault squad as they push up to the objective. So I looked around at the terrain. I found pretty much only one hill that we could reach fast, and one hill that we could reach fast, and that would have good eyes on the peaks. And that was this hill right here. This one hill right here was the only hill that met that criteria. One, I want to be able to get there before they do. And I want to be able to get there without taking fire so fast. And then I need to be able to see enemy positions, which is alpha, beta, gamma. Now, I could have tried to get guys up here or down here, but the path up there is slow, and they would probably take contact before they even reach their support by fire position. So this was the one and only option in my mind. There's room up here for 2 squads. One peak up here, a secondary peak down here. I had 2 squads on their support by fire. We had squad 3 and squad 4. That was Pure and Dorf. Pure's main objective was to cover these areas. Dorf's main objective was to cover these, and then if he could get fire on, he could handle the point direct as well. The assault squad rallied here. So I had squad 1 and 2. That's squad Silent Death squad, and that was Pony squad. I had those 2 guys ready to push the objective. So we had 3 staging points, 1 for 3, 1 for 4, and then 1 point for squads 1 and 2. So once all squads reached their positions to push, we started the movement phase, right? So the original idea was that the 2 squads would push together onto the point and that they would be able to take it by force together. But Pony got spotted, and as soon as Pony got spotted, I knew we kind of lost the initiative. At that point, I called Pony to set his squad to suppress as well. I called an audible instead of sending both squads up the hill. I said, all right, Pony, you're also going to suppress. So now we have 3 squads suppressing enemy positions, right? That helped clear your Dishka, right? You didn't even get to use your Dishka up on that hill. So we put a ton of rounds up on the hill. Silent Death bounds up. Makes it about halfway where I tell him to hold and cover squad 1. He holds, covers squad 1, so he's now here. And then now Pony pushes, and Pony pushes are kind of around the other side and ends up around here, right? So Pony's around here now. The next thing I wanted to tell my squad leaders was whoever gets to the hill, squad 1 or squad 2, the squad with the most amount of people is going to be the one breaching. I did not want both squads to breach at the same time. A ton of shit goes wrong when you do that. Number 1 is you all get mowed down because you're all stacked up on the walls too close. And number 2 is no one's watching the flanks. We're going to talk about this really fast. So assaulting through an objective. A lot of times we're just going to use this as a example. So what's his name of this place? I forget.
Mestia?
No. This
Crucible Gamma.
No, this one.
Is it Crucible Gamma?
No, this one right
Fortification.
here.
Fortification.
So fortification. Let's say we're assaulting fortification, right? You have your support by fire squad putting fire down onto the compound, and you have your assault squad, right? Now, when you're assaulting an objective, it's important to assault through the objective, not to the objective, but through it. Now, let's take a fire team for example, right? So let's say you have 5 guys in your fire team, right? And you're assaulting fortification. Now, you don't want to do this. This is not what you want to do because no one's watching the sides. Someone comes around the sides, you're all fucking dead, right? You want to assault through the objective, and that's done by this, right? Everyone has their lane, and they all push through and clear, but no one gets like tunnel visioned on the one point. You sweep through it. You have a wider area that you clear, right? Does that make sense to everyone? So you're able to still clear it, but you're still watching flanks more so than if you're all just literally tunneling on the objective. All right, so that's what I want to happen here. So the full strength squad would clear it, and then the secondary squad would watch flanks, right? So make sure that no one comes around the building and fucks up the assault squad. Okay. Really fast, I saw 1 and 2 lose a shit ton of people.
Yeah, we got plenty.
Right off the bat, there was a lot of grenades going out. There was a lot of fire going out, and I instantly checked map, and Squad 1 and Squad 2 are reduced to skeletons. So instantly, I have before they all get wiped and we lose full momentum. Before we lose,
half my people was still alive.
Yeah, all of Squad 1 was essentially.
All of Squad 1 was gone.
Yeah,
Though.
Squad 2 got flanked. Or
Squad
2 got flanked.
Yeah.
We actually made it inside. And
Yeah.
We lost half our guys. We got a few.
Yeah. So,
but it was actually even at that point.
Yeah. But but to me, it looked like we were losing pressure, right? And the one thing I don't want to happen is like we're assaulting a point, and then squad gets wiped, and then I send a new squad to hit the point, and they're wiped. What I want to do is I want to keep pressure up. So as this number goes down, I'm sending people in to keep up the pressure and keep it consistent, right? Because if there's ever a break, I guess. If there's ever a break, that's bad for momentum. So instantly, as soon as I saw we're taking a shit ton of casualties on the point, I tell Pure, I need you to send your full squad over, reinforce the assault. Squad 3, I want you to spread out on the hill, and how do I delete shit? How do I select and delete? Can I just... Oh, here. So instantly I tell Squad 3, spread out on this hill now. Squad 4 pulls up to the point and assists with the assault. So Squad 3, remember, not pulling everyone off the support, because if I pull anyone off the support, then we lose a lot of vision, right, all around us. We lose vision, and we lose control over the surrounding area. I always want to have someone watching flanks. So I tell Squad 3 to spread out, continue keeping eyes on Alpha, Beta, as well as surrounding areas. So Squad 4 gets on point. They finish a job. I'm up there as well. We clear the point, and at this point now, we're all stacked up on the point. So we pretty much have the compound under our control. Squad 3, of course, over here. Now, Squad 3 starts calling out contact to their... I don't even know where Squad 3 got hit, but they got flanked.
We got hit from the northeast.
Okay, from
like
the northeast.
Northeast.
Yeah, so
yeah,
this
that was good.
somehow,
Right there.
Somehow they
right
came
there.
in from here. All right. And instantaneously, I do a pressure check where I gauge where the pressure is on the map. I've been sitting on Gamma for a while now. We haven't really been pushed yet. I'm not expecting any more contact west. We can see Alpha, we can see Beta. I'm feeling relatively safe to my west. So now I know that the remaining enemy force is most likely from the east. All right. The only thing that we have going for us that will protect us against the east is Squad 3 that's up on this hill. Which is the squad that's getting hit, right? So instantaneously, I tell Squad 3, I need you to pull off. I need you to pull off to Beta. Because if they get wiped on that hill, I no longer have outside control, right? And I can't lose that outside control. So I tell Squad 3 to come out over to the west. This position gets overrun. And then now I'm telling all my guys, all right, expect contact east. Expect contact east. I don't know what happened to these guys over here on this hill. Did they go around this way?
They went straight up, but they stayed put for about 5 minutes while they pretty much waited for Dashby's, the rest of Squad 3, to get all the way around before they attacked.
Because what?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Where did they attack from, though? Like, what was the
We
path?
were all looking at
Northeast.
Crucible, and they came from like the northeast to the north of Farmhouse, and
like
so
that?
they took out. No, this is. We walked away.
Yeah, you
and they
walked
were
this
all
way.
along
I know,
that
you
hill.
walked this way.
Yeah, and they were all along that hill when we left.
So
When they moved to the east and to the northeast.
All right, so they went like this?
no, they pretty much.
Karma,
They pretty much went
I
straight
led
on.
the guys.
like
I led the
that.
guys who were there, dude. What we did was we moved towards the objective, and then we
Who-
split ourselves into two.
Who came in
What?
through the front door? Was that your guys?
Those were my, those were my guys.
Okay, so you
Those
all
are
right,
guys
all right. So
squad.
so you went up this way and then you like just
So-
circled it.
Yeah, basically what
Okay.
I did, I had the other squad cause a distraction. I had guys line up, we waited, then we split into two, hit it from the east and the north. So we
Okay.
kind of surrounded it.
Right. So like I said before, I don't want to lose outside control because if you're defending a compound, right, and your only ability is to fire from outside the compound, you have lost control of the situation. If that is your defense, you have lost control of the situation because now enemy has the freedom to do whatever they want to take your defense apart. When you're assaulting a compound, if you control over the outside of the compound, you have the control because you control how fast you want to breach, where you want to breach, when you want to breach, and how you want to breach. Right? Because they're not coming out. But if you have an OP, this is why OPs are insanely useful for any situation in the case they were defending, is the OP can clear those guys off the wall as they're stacked or as they're trying to breach. So having an OP or a secondary location where you can cover the primary defense is imperative because it allows you to sweep people off the walls. It allows you to break their breach without losing guys outside the compound. Does that make sense, everyone?
What's an OP?
OP is observation point. So they can see a lot. But
Something
usually-
higher.
Yeah,
than
not
the
even
other-
not even necessarily higher, but in any case, an OP is you have eyes on either an important terrain or area. In this case, the OP is watching over the
Outside walls.
outside walls of the defense compound.
Okay,
Um,
gotcha.
Yeah, so a lot of people when they build fobs in this game, what they'll do is they'll just super fob, right? They'll just fucking one compound and everyone in it, right? The thing is, as soon as enemies get control over that outside, they can start working at how they want to take it apart. Whether if they're militia or insurgents, they can ID the walls. If they got mortars, they'll mortar you out. If they got frags, they'll just frag you out. Blah, 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 right? It's really easy to lose a fob where you only have inside control. But let's take, for example, if you have this building and then a building adjacent to it now. Both buildings cover the outside walls. You deny so much, right? Because you can keep both those areas clean. So it's imperative that you have a secondary defense location that can overwatch your primary. So in this case, Dash B was up here, locking down this entire... So if you ever assaulted us from this side, as you did, Dash B was going to have eyes on. And he wiped up a couple people there.
There were only two guys who were left
We
on
were
that west
our
side.
plan. Did I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our plan was to go across that little rock face just to the southeast of
Yeah,
that
you're
arrow,
going to go this way.
and we were gonna
And you
go
saw
there.
him,
And
and then you saw him.
the original plan was to actually go in the south and kind of watch both sides, but then we saw a couple guys on the west, so then we engaged there.
Yeah, and then from that, pretty much the rest is history, right? They breach it and clear it, and they just get picks, and they breach properly. They use frags. I like that a lot. You guys use your frags. I see a lot of times that people just forget the tools that they have. Use every tool in your toolbox to get the job done, right? Just mission success, right? So yeah, that was round one. Now round two. See, now we'll talk a lot about OPs, right? Because round two was all OP. All right, so round two, we're militia. We're defending the fob. I'm looking for a defensible location that has multiple OP or multiple defensive positions that have good sightlines. That's the primary thing I look for. Not for, is this compound itself strong, but can this outpost that I'm at, or this compound that I choose, or this defensive area location, can it be supported? That's the question you need to ask, is can this position be supported by others? And the answer to this was the best place to do it, right? We can talk about, we considered beta. And I'll tell you why we didn't pick beta. Looking at beta, the only surrounding high ground that would have been useful to us would have been alpha and gamma. That's it. And if you chose to assault us from the south, this hill, we would have no one that would have eyes on that hill, and you'd be able to easily close range and engage us from the south, right? Because we have, like, the OP, like, we could try putting an OP here to clear eastbound off this hill, but the odds of that working, because they're so extended, and because it's this area right here is in a low ground where there's a lot of other surrounding high ground, I didn't want to risk that. But looking at alpha, right? Looking at alpha here, there's a ton of opportunities for us to put OPs or support by fire positions adjacent to it. One big one is the north, right? So I sent a squad up here. The north can see everything east, and if you try to assault us this way or this way, north has eyes down, right? North can intercept and engage. That was one OP location. Second OP location was beta, because beta can lock down this valley. So if you try to cross over for gamma, beta can lock down that gamma. Beta can also lock down the west. If you come up somehow on this hill, Beta has eyes on. So you see how OPs work, right? They work off of each other. And then the third OP we took was Gamma. And Gamma works because it clears all this. Now, we're all focusing on the main defense compound and how OPs work in relation to the main defense compound. But they all work with each other. And I think it's absolutely crucial. Because let's say, for example, if you try to hit Pony squad up here in the north, right? Well, guess what? These two positions have eyes on that. You're going to get chewed up as you approach that. Let's say you try to approach Gamma, right? From this side. Pony has eyes down this road as well. Let's say you try to approach from the south. Both these squads have, all three OPs have eyes down here. And just every OP can cover each other. And that's the key to a strong defense, is being able to lock down each other's flanks. Because if you just super fob one area, right? And they just get control over the outside and no one can sweep them off the outside, they're just going to pick you apart. Like slowly, as long as that squad leader is like thinking, how do I take this apart? He's going to figure out a way with time. But in this case, in this scenario, with the setup that we had, any direction, right? I can draw all sorts of lines in here, right? And the OPs are going to have, you're going to have at least 2, maybe even 3 OPs with eyes on your assault, right? And you're going to take fire from multiple angles. So that's the key to having multiple OPs. So I'll run through what happened now, all right? So US comes out of main. The first thing I noted, I didn't see you come out of main. The first time we spot you is on this hill, right? First mortar shots go out. Now, I didn't care if you knew where I was because the defense was solid at this point. Our initial plan was to let you take Gamma, but after you didn't take Gamma, we just took it for ourselves. What we had done actually is we'd placed an IED in Gamma. So looking at the assault, and if you were going to assault us, I thought you would take this hill because this hill has the most firing, is the best firing lines onto Alpha. So we wanted to make sure we absolutely did not lose that hill, so we even put an IED in Gamma, but we never had to use it. So you're on this hill, and we see you, and I start firing mortars. The reason for firing mortars is to, number 1, inflict casualties if possible, number 2, cause chaos among your squads, and number 3, slow down your assault. Right, that's all happening at once. Number 1, you're not going to take that hill anymore because I've denied it from you with mortars. Mortars land right on target. You can't use that hill anymore. Number 2, your guys are going to start running and panicking. Even if you are calm, it's forcing you to react. And that's what I want. I want you to react. I don't want you doing what you want to do. I don't make you do something uncomfortable. And that's what the mortars are intended for area denial and chaos. So, set mortars on target, denied that hill, sent that squad running back. Lose eyes for a second, right? Now, of course, I'm not tunnel visioning here. You got to make sure as a squad leader, platoon leader, your eyes are everywhere, right? Because you're going to catch things that you didn't think you'd catch, and you're going to find them, and it's going to be very important when you see certain things. So, I'm scanning. All of a sudden, I see at least two squads coming up this hill. In my plain view, I see 2 squads, and me with the mortars. Oh boy, am I ready for this. At this point, we start chasing you with the mortars. Kenneth's on the mortars, and we start firing mortars and chasing you up north. Now, the reason for this is because Pony Squad is actually up here with eyes over here, ready for a kill box, right? And as soon as you guys reach this open ground right here, that's when you start taking fire from Pony, right? He just opens up. And I can see like all of your guys go prone here. And this is a pretty bad situation because what Pony has done is essentially fixed you to a location. And because you're taking rounds, you're going to slow down almost to a complete stop because you're taking cover, right? And that's good in cohesion with mortars because it means that now I've got a fixed target to shell. Luckily for you, you guys had some great squad leaders who told you to move out of the kill zone. If you guys had sat there, we would have mortared you to absolutely nothing. But your squad leaders made the right call, pop smoke front, and push in. It was the best you could do in that situation. It was like all around in this situation, there was no good option. This was like the best of a worst scenario. So I see smoke go out over here, and I instantly start mortaring the smoke because I'm like, all right, they're going to push through the smoke. Start sending a couple rounds over there, blah, blah, blah. At this point, somehow, Squad 1 at this, at the FOB spots contact to our north. Or something like that, northwest, something.
This contact did not actually exist.
Yeah, something happened. Something happened over here where it's like, there's some guys over here. So I'm thinking in the first place, like, how did they get over there without us noticing, right? Like, did they hug this and get over here, or did they go all the way around without anyone seeing? Regardless of what the hell actually happened, erring on the side of caution, I pull the squads back, right? I pull Pony Squad back so that he can get back into position to cover our flanks, right? And so he pulls back. As he pulls back, this squad over here on the west, this US squad, gets more confident and pushes in, gets hard cover. After a certain amount of time, I think you try to push out onto Pony.
Yeah, they took that hill.
Yeah,
Yep,
they tried
correct.
to take
And the
this
little
hill.
bluff right
Yeah.
below it was
And
where they ended up as well.
And of course, as soon as I see that, mortars go out and you guys get forced back in, right? Yeah, this was just the mortars had this entire north just completely under control. But you guys got pushed into the tunnels, and then I think from there all right, so let's talk about this now, assaulting the tunnels. This is the next big, I guess, thing we could talk about.
Also attacked from the south too.
You forgot the attack in the south.
Oh,
The
yeah. I think
Yeah.
these guys came around here, right?
Yeah, we
Yes.
came southwest of Beta, and we got destroyed.
Yeah, because you had 2 positions firing down on you, almost 3.
They didn't lose too many at
what
that
it
point, I
was-
think.
It was actually we had
It was
guys
most
in
of
beta.
this. It was most of Beta's guys.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
me and another guy, half of our fire team died, so we went to that hill just to the west, and then we started shooting them as they went up the hill to beta.
This hill,
What
right
really
here.
killed you
Yeah,
guys is
there.
when you guys closed about 30 meters south of that compound, you were in grenade range and you held there and you were downhill. And
Yeah,
so it was
you just kind of,
I think 4 kills were from grenades at that
Throwing
point.
grenades in a.
and then
Yeah.
when you went up onto beta, we just had the crossfire, so we just mowed you off the walls.
By
Yeah,
the
that's-
time you
that's what
guys
damage
got
came
up to
into
the
play.
point, we had a reinforcement fire team come in from
the-
Alpha.
Alpha, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. This happened, and I didn't really know what was going on down here, but Dorf had it under control.
Destroyed 'em.
He called for a couple fire missions, but outside of that, like, this was a really rough place to push.
Yeah,
'cause-
at that point, Karma, at the point at which that had all happened, they had 20 casualties and we had 5.
Yeah, because to my knowledge, like, I knew that at most this was 1 squad's worth, just because I saw the entire platoon up here, right? I knew that this wasn't too big of a threat, and if Dorf spotted them, that 1 squad should be able to handle 1 squad.
Yeah.
And I saw
Where did that-
I saw your entire platoon push up here.
Where
So-
did that squad come from?
Which
Sorry.
they
Sorry to
came?
interrupt.
That was the initial squad that we mortared. They came around here.
They were just
Oh,
at
yeah.
Farmstead.
We were close to the mortar. We were south of that mortar that you hit.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone pushes into the tunnels, right? Now, the number one thing I want to do, like after getting confirmed calls that you're in the tunnels, is lock down the tunnel entrances, right? Completely cut off. You're controlled now, right? Like we said before, controlling the defenders, right? No free movement. So just first off, we bottled up at the exits. Next thing was getting support down to those who are about to breach. So I send Squad 1's guys to assist. We try to probe in here, right? Because I thought it was only a fire team. We tried to probe in here once, and I'm looking at the map, and I'm just seeing my guys just disappear. And I'm like, what the hell? How many people do they have in the goddamn tunnels? So I tell them to pull back, right? I don't want to overcommit. I tell these assaulting teams in the tunnels to pull back, because like on the south, I'm just watching saw rounds just pour out of the face of the tunnel. Like I'm watching Pure, and he's just receiving like a shit ton of saw rounds. So I tell Pure to pull back, and so we just hold them until I get the rest of Squad 1 up here, and I send Dorf to reinforce Squad 4 down here, and then I get the call from the north that they can't really push, so I just tell them to hold that north, and then systematically Squads 3 and 4, I think. No. Was it? 3 and 4? Yeah, 3 and 4
Yes.
start pushing through the south and finally clear you guys out.
Well, don't they have limited ammo as well? So if you're just holding a position, making them shoot out, you're running them out of resources.
I mean, ammo wasn't too much a concern because I knew you guys were low on men. I just did not expect you to have that many in there. How many did you have? Like 15?
Yeah, 2 squads in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I did not expect 2 squads. I thought maybe a fire team was in there, but that's why I sent the
What, the
first.
tunnel?
Yeah,
There was a
When we
fire
went
team
in-
left by the time they came out the south side.
yeah.
Well,
You guys
my-
tried
my
to push out the
s-
south, and that was
Yeah, our
disgusting.
squad had about 7 people. I think squad 2 had about, 4 or 5 people left, and so did squad 1 when we all went in.
Yeah, it was. I counted based on like I was taking video of it because I want to win the clip show with it. And so I counted like 15 people at the start, right when Drew peaked all of you and got the surprise of his life.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions? But that was pretty much the
I
AAR.
just joined in.
I got a question for the U.S. in round 2. Why did you guys go into the tunnel and not like east?
Because they
I
were
don't
getting
know.
mortared.
You know, I'd like to ask the same question, and I was on US in this round too.
Yeah.
Because I heard a lot of people saying like, "Why are in the like after round going? Why are we going into the tunnel?"
Like the local chat on inside the tunnel was, they're going to be expecting us on the other side, or they're going to mortar us on the other side.
Yeah, I had Kenneth immediately just zero this as soon as I saw you go in. I was like, all right, Kenneth.
Those were good rounds.
That was a bad decision to go inside there. Yeah.
I mean, it was like to assault. It was terrible because 100%. I think the decision that was made was, all right, I can either get us in a good position to assault, or I can either try to conserve lives, right? Because if he wants to get into a better position to assault, he would have stayed up here and then pushed down. I think that way, or he would have gone this way and then try to take Gamma and then push across this way. But he's going to take a lot of losses with casualties because of mortars, etc. squads. This was the best way to keep people alive, right? This was undoubtedly, which was kind of the only option. So I mean, there's two bad options. Either A, he loses by pushing and taking a shit ton of casualties, or B, he tries to cause as much damage and maybe take out enough people in the tunnels that he can actually push out. Right? Because if he lures us into the tunnels and he actually pulls off an amazing defense in the tunnels and takes out a lot of people, he has a better chance now at coming out and hitting us. But of course, he's locked in the tunnel, so it's a lose-lose kind of. In that situation, he was just, I think, doing the best with what he could.
Especially when you've lost twice as many people as the other team.
Yeah.
Not twice as many, 4 times as many.
Okay, 4 times as many.
Yeah,
I meant to
the
say,
situation's
you
even
have
more
half as many
dire.
guys. I was gonna say you have half as many guys as the other team does.
Yeah. It was a grim situation for them at that
You
point.
had a pinched in that tunnel. There was like crossfire. They were running from south to north. We had guys just shooting the saws down in between them. They were getting fucked up.
My favorite moment was where you guys just poured out of that tunnel like cockroaches out of a drain, and we were and half of our team was waiting there with the can of insect repellent.
I was on the inside. I was like I was the medic, and I was like one of the last people.
Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to check out Humble Monthly for over $100 worth of games every month for just $12. You'll also get 10% off their entire store, fund a charity, and support this channel all at the same time. Check it out in the description below.